Yes, good evening. Welcome back to Football Heritage TV. Let's have a look at some transfers. I think we get so caught up in only looking at Tottenham, we forget that lots of other transfers actually have a knock-on effect to what we do and what the rest of the transfer market does. It's the butterfly effect. One transfer means someone else needs to then replace. They then need to replace. And before you know it, the butterfly wings are flapping wide. And all of a sudden, everybody's trying to sign somebody. So we're going to have a little look around and have a look at some of the main transfer stories. Of course, the transfer window's been open for 40 hours, maybe 40 hours, maybe 36 hours. The transfer window's been open. We know that loads of signings were made already in the World Club Cup transfer window. Chelsea went mad, didn't they? Liverpool went mad. Man City went mad. And all the clubs trying to get transfers in across the world. Real Madrid, blah, 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 blah. Today, I want to have a look. We're going to have a look at Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker, Everton. Is he Everton bound? What do we make of that? We'll get into it. Andy Robertson, is he Atletico Madrid bound? Atletico Madrid have been looking for a new left back. They have tried for Andy Robertson. My understanding as well is that they apparently like the looks of Digne of Villa, and they think that Villa might do that deal because Aston Villa need to sell some players because of PSR and wages. You've then got Kalimuendo. Is he going to Tottenham? Is it all much to do about nothing? Florian Wirtz is a Liverpool player. How big a deal is that? Is that the difference between them retaining the title or not? Then Brighton have signed Diego Coppola, who, by the way, is on my TV screen right now for the Italy under-21s against Spain. He actually looks very good for his age. He looks like a very good centre-half, calm, composed. He's a good height as well. So we'll see what that's all about. And we'll have a little look at Florian Plettenberg. We'll have a look at Romano. We'll have a look at Ben Jacobs. And we'll have a look at Ornstein and see what these guys are saying in the world of football. So, who do you want to start? I'll tell you what, I'll let you guys decide. Who do you want to start with? Where do we want to start? The first name I read is where we will start. It could be one of the influencers, one of the reporters, ITKs, or it could be one of the players. Who do you want to start with? I'll let you decide. Anyone in the chat? First one I see, I'm going to go with Bish, Bash, Bosch, Levy. What do you mean Levy? Levy's not one of them. We'll start with Arsenal. There we go. We'll start with Arsenal. Now, what has been said in the world of Arsenal? Let's have a look at what Florian Plettenberg actually said about Arsenal just a few hours ago, if I'm not wrong. Let me share the screen. Let me just double check that you can see that screen instead of my big face. There we go. Florian Plettenberg. What has he said? Florian Plettenberg has said this. He said, we'll go back to that in a minute, but he said that Arsenal are currently not willing to pay the 80 to 100 million euros demanded by RB Leipzig for Benjamin Sesko. There has been no official offer from Arsenal yet. Arsenal and the players' camp remain in contact, but personal terms are not yet fully agreed. Yes, they're not fully agreed. Now, this is interesting because Arsenal, we know it's very much going to be between what we're hearing. It's going to be between Gyökeres of Sporting Lisbon or Benjamin Sesko of RB Leipzig. Arsenal need a striker. Now, I'm going to ask you, let's see who's impartial here. Do Arsenal need Sesko or Gyökeres? See if you can put your hate for them aside. Who do you think Arsenal need? Maybe you're an Arsenal fan. What do you think? Is there anybody else that maybe they go for? Now, this is an interesting spin. Big up, Phil. Maybe an Ollie Watkins. Now, could it be that Arsenal are going for the big boys, so to speak, the big names out there in football? Sesko, Gyökeres. and maybe they end up with Ollie Watkins. Now, what we do know, as Phil has said there, Ollie Watkins, there was a bid that went in from Arsenal, if I'm not wrong, in the January transfer window. Wasn't there a bid that went in that was rejected by Aston Villa? By the way, what's rejected? 32 likes. Smash the like button, people. Come on, I'm giving you content all day, every day. The least you can do is smash that like button, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Ollie Watkins, for me, would be a very, very good signing for Arsenal. Craig Lee has said that Arsenal need a new manager. Sure, doesn't look like that's going to happen. I don't disagree with you, but I'm happy for them to keep, as a Spurs fan, I'm happy for them to keep Mikel Arteta. How much would Ollie Watkins be? But at the moment, interesting. Now, this goes to show, doesn't it, that it's not always what a player is worth to the buying club. So a lot of the time, you'll hear me say this, fans say, oh, I wouldn't buy him for 70 million. I wouldn't buy him for 80 million. The problem is, nowadays, it's not about what the buying club want to pay. It's about the need versus what the selling club can demand. So, for example, how many good strikers are there in the world? Not many. How many are available? Doesn't look like Isak's available. Lewandowski's at Barcelona. Harry Kane's not available. Erling Haaland's not available. So if you've got all of these players who are not available, clubs like RB Leipzig can turn around and go, cool, yeah, you can have Sesko, but we want 100 million euros. Clubs like Frankfurt can say, sure, you can have Ekatike. Give us 100 million euros. Now, as fans, we all go, oh, massive, oh, God, oh, too much money. But as the buying club, you have to weigh up what is the need versus how much you want to pay. And there are plenty of examples. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Oh, sorry. Something went down the wrong hole. It's the need versus how much people are willing to pay. So, for example, if right now Alexander Isak became available on the market, Newcastle could turn around and go, yeah, you can have Isak. We want £150 million and we want 100 million up front. There's nothing in the rule book stopping them doing that. Sorry, yeah, something did go down the wrong hole. There's nothing stopping Newcastle doing that. And I guess it's the same with Sesko. So if we actually have a look, let's have a look at Benjamin Sesko. Sesko transfer market. Let's see. Oh, Sesko transfer market. Let's see how many years he's got on his contract, because that obviously will depend on how hard they can go. Benjamin Sesko. So let's have a look. How many years? Come on. Why is my computer not loading? There it is. Benjamin Sesko. So Benjamin Sesko, his contract doesn't expire for 4 years, right? So if you are RB Leipzig, they don't have to sell to Arsenal for 60 million, 70 million, 80 million. They can dig their heels in and go, cool, 100 million. Now, obviously, there's other factors that come into play. Benjamin Sesko can kick up a fuss. Benjamin Sesko could turn around and go, I want to leave. I don't want to play for your club. And they might say, okay, cool, we'll sell for cheaper. We'll sell for cheaper. Or they might say, no, hang on. Well, you and your agent better get on the phone to Arsenal and tell them that, yeah, you're going to move, but we want 100 million euros. And as I said, Eugene, this is the point. It's not about what we think the player's worth. It's about what the club can command. It's the same way where other fan bases would say Christian Romero's not worth 70 million quid. Tottenham fans go, oh, I'm not selling him for 70 million quid. It's about what Daniel Levy can command, right? That's the way that the transfer market works. It's what you can command as a fee. And we know that the fees have gone absolutely batshit crazy. Just like you lot, still not smashing the like button. 51 likes out of 173. Smash that like button, please. So, again, in the chat right now, Sesko, will he end up at Arsenal? We know that they are also talking to Gyökeres. Now, if I actually open that up a tiny bit more, you'll see that at the bottom there, and I've done that on purpose, at the bottom there, it actually says, as a caveat to this, right, is that Arsenal are still monitoring Victor Gyökeres. It will be crucial to see whether he can move for the verbally agreed 60 to 17 million euros or if Sporting will demand more. Now, of course, we all know that there was a verbal agreement in place. We all know in business, by the way, that verbal agreements aren't really worth anything, are they? Gentleman's handshake, verbal agreement, get it in writing. Always get it in writing. If it's not tracked, it's not fact. Always remember that, people. So, if they can get Gyökeres for 65, 70 million euros, that's a bargain because that boy will score goals. Eugene said, am I the only one who doesn't think Gyökeres, he will score goals? He is very good. Watch him play. He is very good. It's lazy, sorry, Eugene, lazy analysis. Oh, he's only done it in Portugal. Heard this all day about players in France. Look at the Premier League. It's full of players that have come from different leagues. So for me, I don't think it's mad. Phil Coys said the market is the market, a very expensive one. It is. Bournemouth can turn around and say, you want Semenyo, you pay for Semenyo. We can all go, but he's not worth that. Got to pay. If you want the players, you've got to pay. That's why the big clubs get the big players. They pay the big fees. So there's the first two we're looking at today. Let me know in the chat right now, guys. You've got three options. Will Arsenal end up with Sesko, Gyökeres, or someone else? So just type in one of those names. Sesko, Gyökeres, somebody else. That's your three options right now. It's your three options right now. Sesko, Gyökeres, or somebody else. Would I take Gyökeres to Spurs? Absolutely. I do not think he would come to Tottenham. I think he's got bigger offers on the table, like Arsenal Football Club. And bearing in mind, if Sporting Lisbon turn around and say we want 80, 90, 100 million euros, Daniel Levy's not paying that. Don't worry about Daniel Levy saying we're going to win leagues and Champions Leagues. Like, I mean, all right, Daniel, put your money where your mouth is, mate. We will see, won't we? We will see. So that's Arsenal. That's Florian Plettenberg, what he said. Let's have a look before we move on at the next player. Sesko. By the way, let me know if you enjoy these transfer shows. We can do one of these every night, every other night. It's up to you guys. Sesko, somebody else says Stephen. Sesko says the spoon dangler. Sesko. Sesko. Big up to you, Bobby. Hope you're well. Yes, I like him, by the way. I like Kalimuendo. We'll get to him. We're going to get to Kalimuendo. We're going to get to him. I like him. I've watched a lot of him this last 24 hours. I've done my homework. I think he looks like a natural goal scorer. Somebody else says, Swanex, big up to you, my friend. Happy Tuesday. And for anyone who watched my show earlier, yes, I did put the bins out. Don't worry, it's done. Someone else, Harry Maguire as a number 9. Phil Coys just said Watkins, Vlahovic, or a hijack for Ekitike from Man United. Again, another one, Ekitike, very good hold-up player. Had a very good year this year. But again, look at the fees for strikers that have had like one good year. It's crazy, but this is what their clubs can command. None is a possibility. I can't imagine Arsenal will not get a striker. I just can't imagine it. Gyökeres seems like a pouter, demander. Listen, he seems like a goal scorer. That's what he seems like. Gyökeres all day for Bobby. Simon has said, apparently RB need money before the end of the month. So I think Arsenal are waiting till they're desperate. Again, it's the fun and games of the transfer market, isn't it? It's the fun and games, Simon. This is why when fans say, just sign him, it doesn't work like this. There's fun, there's games, there's mind games, there's mental equations added into this. Honestly, the world of football transfers are crazy. Rudy Galletti. Tottenham will not get Brian. Yeah, listen, I've got no doubt we're not going to get Buemo. I think Tottenham will end up with Semenyo, who I like. If not, we need to find some other options. Richarlison, yeah, I can't see Arsenal going in for Richarlison. By the way, you lot have really let me down tonight. 72 likes. Come on, people. Hang on. Spain under 21s are in it. They're in it. Have a shot. Everyone's trying to pass the ball to death. Shoot. No, didn't shoot. And the chance went away. Yeah, smash the like button, people. Let's move on to the next player in the list. Let's have a little look at what Florian Plettenberg said. Let's have a look at this one, shall we? Now, this has been rumbling on This is what he said yesterday, but he's pinned it. Now, when they pin something, the likes of Romano, the likes of Plettenberg, they know something's going on. It's a big one to watch. FC Barcelona are currently have the best chance in the race for Nico Williams, ahead of Bayern, Arsenal, and Chelsea. Important, actually, let's read all of this. Important news. Important new negotiations have taken place over the last 24 hours. Juan Laporta is now assessing whether a transfer is feasible and if Williams can be registered. If Barcelona get the green light, the move is expected to go ahead. Flick is determined to sign Williams. Bayern have been informed and are now waiting to see if Barcelona can complete the transfer. Now, this is one of those ones where I think you get a chain reaction, right? I think this is one where you bring in a chain reaction, right? I think if Nico Williams ends up at Barcelona, who apparently never have any money but always get deals done, if Nico Williams ends up at Barcelona, I think then you start to see a Matoma, maybe a Son, somebody like that join Bayern Munich. But Barcelona always having to see if they can register players, always if they've got the money, they always find a way to get their man. So I would expect that that would be a deal that will be able to get over the line. And of course, what that would mean is that Barcelona would have Nico Williams and Yamal, who are, of course, the Spanish wingers. So the right winger for Spain is Yamal. The left winger for Spain is Nico Williams. Barcelona would have both of them. Then they would have Pedri, Gavi, and Olmo, who are also Spanish internationals, all in their team. So this is going to be a very interesting one. What do you all make of Nico Williams? I've seen a lot of players, a lot of fans don't seem to rate him, but I think he's a really good player. What do you all make of Nico Williams? Let me know what you think. I like him. I think he's a good, direct, powerful. Again, if you've noticed, I like powerful wingers. Right? I really like wingers that are powerful and run at people. Yeah, not for me. I don't want any more kids. Let's stop signing children for the love nor money. Let's stop signing children. Let's stop signing him. Eugene has said Nico is inconsistent. Great talent, though. Bobby has said Sonny isn't going Bayern. He's an obligation to play in the Newcastle friendly. I think he goes Saudi after that, quite possibly. Yeah, listen, he'll be 33 by then as well, won't he? So, yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think he will be leaving. Steve, 24/7, said he scares defenders. I like wingers that scare defenders. I can't watch wingers like Odegaard, Tell, and Johnson who don't scare a defender. They just don't scare defenders at all, do they? Let's move on. Nico Williams, let me know what you think. Boxing Hotspur said Nico Williams is a top player. Imagine his pace while the opposition are tripling up on Yamal. Well, this is the problem. Imagine now your two outlets either side of Yamal and Nico Williams. Wow. Wow. Again, absolutely crazy times. Imagine as fullbacks, you're having to deal with those two. Let's move on, shall we? Let's get rid of that comment. Let's move on. Let's see what else Plettenberg has said recently. Bradley Barcola is another one. He's reposted today. Again, when they repost, you kind of know what's going on, don't you? Bradley Barcola of PSG is Bayern's top target in their search for a high-profile left winger. So again, if we look from here, from this one to this one, could it be that the moment Nico Williams goes, that knocks it on, and now we've got Barcola is taking Nico Williams' place? Let me just open up the entire message. So it says, but he is Bayern's top target in their search for a high-profile left winger. Difficult to realise, but Bayern are actively exploring a potential transfer for the 22-year-old Frenchman. If a move for Barcola proves impossible, Nico Williams is the top alternative. Max Herbal is also keeping other options open, including Matoma, Leao, and Gakpo. Now, imagine, see, you know when we talk about Tottenham and the players that we can attract, just read that sentence. So the 5 players that Bayern Munich are going to look at are Barcola, Williams, Gakpo, Leao, and Matoma. And this is why I always say to people, these are levels, right? There are levels to football. We're not getting the Leaus. We're not getting the Nico Williams. We're not getting the Gakpos, the Barcolas. This is the levels that these clubs operate at. And of course, they're going to want to go there, right? They're going to want to go and play with players like Harry Kane, with players like Musiala, Gnabry's there, Pavlovic, Kimmich, Goretzka. They've got top players all over. So this is going to be a very, very interesting one to look out for. So Plettenberg reposting about Barcola. But again, it's as I said at the beginning. I don't think, if Bayern Munich going for him, no, I don't think so. This is it. If these clubs go up against Spurs, these clubs will get the player. That's how it works. I know no one wants to believe it and everyone thinks I'm negative. That's how it works. The bigger clubs will attract the better players. Now, if nobody wants Matoma and Spurs going for him, sure, why not? But if we're talking about Spurs and Bayern Munich in for Matoma, Matoma's going to go to Bayern Munich. That's football. That's how it works. I know we don't like it. I know everyone wants to think that Spurs can attract the best, but these clubs actually do it. Josh said, Savva, I can't wait to see Wirtz in Liverpool kit. We'll get there in a minute. Don't you worry, Josh. We're going to get there in a minute, mate, and we're going to see. But again, what do you think? Gakpo? Could Gakpo be possibly heading off to Bayern Munich? Do we really want Matoma? Yes, I really want Matoma. Why would I not want Matoma? He's a brilliant winger. That's what I said. That's what I said. If they go, if we go in at the same time as them, I don't think we get them. If we go in, no one else after him, I think we can. I'd love to see a Matoma at Spurs. I think it's all about timing, isn't it? It's all about timing. If you went in to try and get Matoma now, while Bayern are concentrating on Nico Williams, Leao, and Barcola, sure. But maybe they've had a little word in his ear. You don't know all of these different things that go on. All of these little things that go on. Let's have a look. Let's see what else has happened in the world. Let's scroll down. Let's see what's of interest. Nope, that we've already done that one. Here we go. There we go. The announcement of the Florian Wirtz. The transfer is planned for Friday. Everything is done and sealed. Medical has been booked. So we know that this is a fee in excess of 100 million euros, 100 million pounds by all accounts for Florian Wirtz. People in the chat, I'm jealous. I'm jealous. I know my team can't get players like that, but I'm jealous. This is a proper signing. This is one of the most sought after young players. I would say young. Hang on, let's have a look. He's got experience behind him, hasn't he? Wirtz. Hang on, let's have a look. Florian Wirtz. Come on, Florian Wirtz. Here we go. So Florian Wirtz at the age of 22. He's got experience behind him. We're talking about 200 league games. He's 3 games shy of 200 league games in the Bundesliga. So he's got a lot of experience behind him. He's got 31 German caps by the age of 22. This, for me, is a top signing. This is a top signing. Forget the transfer fee. Who cares? We're not paying it. Fans ain't paying it. Liverpool haven't spent a lot in the last few windows. Here they are bashing out money for Frimpong, for Florian Wirtz, for Kirkes, for whoever else they see fit. For me, this is a top signing. This is an absolute top signing. He can play where he wants, float off the left in the false 9. As a playmaker as the number 10. This is a really good player. He's just one of those that looks comfortable, natural on the ball, playmaker. He's got good vision, good turn, good link-up play. This is one of those ones where you've got to turn around and say fair play to Liverpool. How well do you all think he'll get on? For me, I think he'll be a revelation. I think he's so talented, this boy. Well, there's a lot of reason we can't do the same. It's difficult. We're not going to get Wirtz's. We're not going to get Wirtz's, Eugene. Those players don't want to come to Tottenham. Told you. I know no one ever listens, and we always think we can get these players. These players will have zero interest in coming to Tottenham. You think Wirtz was wanted by Bayern Munich, Man City, and Liverpool. We don't get players of that ilk. We just don't. We need to look at the next level down. That's what we've got to do. We've got to get in there quick. But Florian Wirtz moving to Liverpool. Yeah, but Gus, they're not going to join us. They're not going to join us. It's too easy to say this is who we should be going for. Tottenham would ring up Florian Wirtz's agent and say, hey, it's Spurs. Any interest in Florian coming? He'd laugh. He'd laugh. I think we've got to... honestly, there's so many videos on how football transfers work. I think people need to go and watch them. We're not going to get a Florian Wirtz. We're not, guys. I hate to break it to you. I hate to break it to people. We're not that club. You know, the time when you can sign players like that is like when Pochettino had a second, you know, when he had us up there and we were there every year, that's when I think you could say, hey, look what we're building. Look what we've built. Now we're adding to it. Come join us. At the moment, we're a team that our average league position for the last 3 years is 10th. Florian Wirtz is not going to come to Tottenham, right? Marius, we've got to be more realistic. I know people don't want to be realistic, but we need to be. Looking forward to seeing Wirtz play in the Prem. Absolutely. Want to see these players in the Prem. Want to see these players. I think what people will do, they'll give him about 90 minutes to go, he's shit. That's what people do. But for me, really glad that we're getting to see Wirtz in the Premier League. And listen, Liverpool mean business this year. Liverpool want to hold on to that title. That's what winning titles does for you. That's what winning Champions Leagues does for you. Yeah, but Gus, two different. Again, I say this all the time. This is two different conversations. The money ENIC are pulling in has nothing to do with Tottenham being able to pull Florian Wirtz. You could go to Florian Wirtz's agent with all the money in the world. He's going to go, well, hang on, Bayern want him, the biggest club in Germany. The two biggest clubs in England, Man City and Liverpool right now, they want him. Why is he going to join Tottenham? Of course we have to do better than Tell. But there's a big gap between Tell and Florian Wirtz, isn't there? So there's a lot of players that fall into that gap. Come on, guys. I think a lot of people are saying silly things without really thinking. Think realistically here. Listen, I want better players, but we're not getting... Listen, even look at a Rayan Cherki. Rayan Cherki, he's not going to pick Spurs over Man City. We know this. We're just pretending. Yeah? Ledoux has said, I'm a diehard Tottenham fan since 99, and I'm picking Barcelona or Madrid if they want him. Of course. You've got to get... Listen, you've got to strike while the iron's hot. And that's where Levy has let us down. When the iron was hot, so under Redknapp, when we had a team that was challenging for the top 2-3, under Redknapp, when we were challenging for the title, that is the moment where you go, right, guys, come and look at us. Look who we've got. Look who we've got. We've got a prime Harry Kane, a prime Eriksen, out of Ireland and Vertonghen at the moment, the best defence in Europe. Hugo Lloris is in his prime. Moussa Dembele. That's the moment where you go, look what we're building. Right? You can't do that when you've got Brennan Johnson on the right. You can't do that when your striker is Solanke. The top players want to play with good players. So you've got to build and slowly get there. If it was easy, every club would do it, but it's not. Eugene said, Football TV, Liverpool started with Van Dijk and Alisson when they were world-class yet. We can get top players who aren't world-class yet if we pay wages. Again, Eugene, we're saying these things. Liverpool, one of the biggest clubs in Europe. Liverpool are one of the biggest clubs in the world and Europe. If Liverpool go after players like that, they want to join. We haven't given those players any reason to want to join us yet. And that's what I said. When people are saying 17th in the league's okay, 15th, it's not. It's not what players want to see. Absolutely, Bobby. You can't do that when you're 17th. You can't do that when you're finishing 8th. This is why I keep saying to everyone, they're going, FA Cup and 15th. Sure. Florian Wirtz don't want to be playing for a team that won an FA Cup and finished 15th. Florian Wirtz is joining Liverpool. Rayan Cherki doesn't want to join Tottenham in 17th. He's joining Man City. They'll be in a title race next season. There are levels to this game. And I feel like we've got too many people that say these things without actually looking into the inner workings of a football club. Dale, completely agree with you. If we could get a player like Jonathan David, that's where you go. That's the level I think we're at. That's the level I think Tottenham are at. That's where we are. But people have got to make their minds up. Do you want to be the team that are happy we finished 17th? Or do you want to be the team that finish high at the table every year and want to attract footballers? And this is the thing. I keep saying this to people. All you fans that go, oh, Savva wants top 4 over an FA Cup. Well, one, I've never said that, right? But the top 4 in Champions League football, right, is going to attract players if you're doing that year in, year out. Finishing bottom half of the Premier League is not. So we need to slowly build to that. Hence why you need a Frank. Build, grow. Then you've got to strike. That's when we move over to Daniel Levy and go, right, Daniel, you told us you want to win the league. Go and buy the players we need to go from 5th to 3rd to 2nd to 1st. At the moment, we are light years behind that. Liverpool, again, Liverpool are a global. So Liverpool, sorry about that. Liverpool are levels above us. Levels. You've got to remember when Liverpool go, hang on, we're rebuilding this, we're doing this. People go, yeah, that's Liverpool. That's Liverpool. It's not the same as Tottenham doing it. I know that everyone just blames. Wages. It's not true. Some of the players that clubs have built upon, their wages are lower than ours. But we always go, oh, it's the wages. Well, we offered the wages to Doué. Why didn't he sign? We offered the wages to Kola Mawani. Why didn't he sign? We offered the wages, right, to Tamori. Why didn't he sign? You've got to think about these things. I think too many football fans live in this bubble like it's Football Manager or FIFA. They live in this bubble. Just pay the wages. Sure. But the player has to want to come. Yusuf said, Eugene, yeah, they finished 4th in 16-17. They bought in Virgil van Dijk in January 2018. We were in the Champions League. Look, we've got to, I just think that everybody needs to know who we are. I do feel like we've got a lot of fans in the last 5-10 years that suddenly think Spurs are as big as these other clubs. And we're not. We're really, really not. So listen, should we have been going in for a Florian Wirtz? Sure, you can ask his agent. His agent's going to tell you to piss off politely. His agent's going to say, sorry, we've got no interest. I hear this all the time. Had the famous one with Matty K. Just offer Joshua Kimmich 400 grand a week and he'll come. Why? He's playing for Bayern Munich. Why are you leaving Bayern Munich to join Tottenham Hotspur? Unless you're a bit part player. Why? So who do we go for, Savva? Again, you're going to be silly. Again, listen, Bruce David, I will block you if you keep being silly, all right? There are a number of players between the top bracket and that bracket. There's loads of players in here you can go for. Come on. Loads of players that make you better. Gradually build, gradually build till you get to the point where you're pushing on year. Isn't that what we've done with Poch? Isn't that what we've done with Poch? Slowly, layers, year after year, getting better and better. Fortunately, we're not getting those top players. Unfortunately. Bobby has said there are players who play for mid-table teams like Eze, Matoma, Semenyo, Gray. This is where we should be operating. Absolutely, Bobby. This is where we should be operating. So when people say, oh, Savva, oh, you want Werner and Calvert-Lewin, I've never, ever said that. People just, unfortunately, like that Bruce David guy, don't have any logic between the top players and the poorer players. Sorry, the dogs are just going out. Apologies for all the noise you can hear, guys. So sorry. I promise the front door's going to shut very soon. Sorry, guys. Sorry for any language you heard there. I apologise on behalf of Football Heritage TV if you heard anything. United are in a better position. Listen, United are going to be a good team this year. If they buy Mbeumo, they've got Cunha, things will change. I agree. I think we'll sign a few players from left field. I agree with you. Players we may not have heard of before, like that Ren striker. Yes, this is what you've got to do. You've got to scout well. You've got to scout well. Really have. Really got to scout well. Eugene and Rob, are you guys talking about Mbeumo joining Man United? Let me just follow your trail. Because again, Eugene's another one that just says wages with there's no context. That's all fans say, wages. He wants to join United. He's a United fan. And by the way, Man United are a bigger football club than us. Eugene, Man United are a bigger football club than us. Let it sink in. Yusuf has said United are a big brand name. No matter how bad they are, they have the tendency to attract. Of course they do. And of course I've done the bins. United are a massive club. See, when we say silly things like this, you've got to stop it, Destiny. Keep saying they're dusty. Eugene, he's a Man United fan. They're a bigger club than us. You've got no way of knowing we're offering 150. I haven't even seen that an official bid's gone in. You have no way of knowing this. Tell me how you know this. Tell me how you know this. Who on earth said we've offered him? I haven't even seen that we've officially bid for the bloke. I know. People saying it's dusty. They've just gone and got Cunha. Like that. Eugene, you've got this overinflated idea of how good Tottenham are. This is the problem. Look, listen, if Man United have got get Mbeumo and get Cunha, hang on. By the way, Mbeumo, who knows? Maybe we go and snatch him. I don't think we will. But if United go and snatch Mbeumo and Cunha, right? It shows they're a big club. They're a massive club. They'll be in for talks for better players. I think people always go, yeah, but we've got Champions League for 1 year. Football players and football agents aren't that silly. They're not that silly. And again, they're going to look, going to go, where are Spurs? Where have they been for the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years? Nowhere. Man United, there's always that feeling they could get back up there. Even in Man United's worst times, they win trophies, don't they? Yeah, I saw it. Very good goal. Very good goal. Yeah, I do think that we've got to. I do feel that we've got to bring a degree of sensibility to football transfers. I think there's a degree. Oh, wicked. I don't see you then. I think there's a degree of sensibility that needs to be brought. Hang on. Sorry, bear with me 1 second. Yeah, we've got to be sensible. I do see some crazy names linked with Spurs. And then I see, oh, Daniel Levy didn't get X, Y, Z. Well, there are certain players I expect Levy to get. There are other players I don't expect him to get. I don't expect that Victor Gyökeres is going to join Tottenham. I don't. I do think that you should be going out and trying to get an Eze. I do. And I think there's levels. I think there's a difference, right? One is one of the most dangerous strikers in the world at the moment when there's not many strikers about. The other one plays for Crystal Palace and should be gettable. Let's have a look. Let's see. Let's round off Plettenberg, what else has he said today? Hoffenheim looking at Max Fingraf. We did Nico Williams. Who's that? Gabriel Vidovic. What else was there? Let's have a look. And this was interesting. Initial talks have taken place between AC Milan and Granit Xhaka's agent management. A meeting is planned in the coming days. Understand Milan's interest is independent of Luka Modric. Milan is an interesting option for Xhaka, but it's still at an early stage. There are no offers, agreements, or decisions at this stage. Leverkusen wants to keep him. So where do we all stand with that? Granit Xhaka done a good job, hasn't it, by Leverkusen? Went there, helped them win the title, had a couple of very good years. I think he's a good player. Now, I don't think he's going to go for Spurs again. A club like Milan are going in for him. If Milan are bringing in Modric, Xhaka, looks like they're going for a little bit more control in the midfield, a little bit more of the older heads. Obviously, we know that they have lost Reinders, who's a big miss, a very good player that will be a big star in the Premier League, I think. But, hey, I think he's a good player, and I'll be very interested to see what happens. Let's move away from Plettenberg now. Let's have a little look at, should we have a little look at, let's see. Ornstein doesn't say a lot, but we'll see what Ornstein said. Here we go. Ornstein doesn't say a lot compared to the others. Chloe Kelly grants Arsenal period of exclusivity to agree permanent moves. So Chloe Kelly going there. Arsenal and Chelsea call their interest on Nico Williams, as the report earlier by Plettenberg. Chelsea have made a verbal inquiry to Lyon regarding Malik Fofana, the 20-year-old winger, among multiple options to replace Jadon Sancho. We knew about Florian Wirtz. And Atletico Madrid, this is one of the ones I talked about in the header of the show, didn't I? Atletico Madrid weighing up a move to sign Liverpool left-back Andy Robertson. No formal talks yet between the clubs or with the 31-year-old. But Theo Hernandez out of the frame and the Scotland international among options. Now, would that be a good move? Andy Robertson, who looks like he's going to be falling out of favour at Liverpool. I mean, I don't know that for sure, but it looks like they're bringing in. Kirkes from Bournemouth, who's a very good left back. By the way, very good numbers on the likes are not happening. There's 375 of you in it and 136 likes, and we've only had 2 new subscribers. Come on, people, smash that button. I'm trying to go for as much transfer news as possible with you all. So yeah, Andy Robertson, a good move. A good move if he was to end up there. As I said, they're looking at Digne as well, apparently. They're looking at Digne. They're looking at Andy Robertson. Should be very, very interesting. But what we do know is Atletico Madrid apparently really are in the market for a left back. Maybe they want Ben Davis. We'll see. I jest, of course. Mark Gia said, would you have Harvey Elliott? I like Harvey Elliott. I think he's a very good footballer who's got that little bit of nasty in him that's needed. I think we've got a team of nice footballers. I think we need that bit of nasty. I don't mean horrible nasty, but that bit of bite, a little bit of get up and go in them. I like Elliott, yeah. And I think he needs to get away from Liverpool to start getting regular game time. I think he's a very intelligent footballer. I really, really do. Yes, I do think he's a good player. Angebor said, if we can't get Mbeumo, I'd go for Denzel Dumfries. I know he's 29, but he's still an absolute beast, and he'd sort out our right-hand side, right out. I mean, yeah, different players, right? I mean, Mbeumo's an attacking forward, and Denzel Dumfries is a right wing back. So I don't quite see your logic. But if we were going to play wing backs, sure. But Pedro Porro surely is a perfect right wing back. I don't know. Just let me know what you think. Let's see what David Ornstein's also said. Al Ali, here we go. Some Tottenham interest for our ex-manager. Al Ali make contact with Ange Postecoglou about becoming the head coach if Matthias Yasli exits. Former Tottenham Hotspur boss among candidates being considered in the event that Al Ali change manager. Xavi, another option, according to The Athletic and Mike McGrath. Now, that's an interesting one. Ange Postecoglou going out to Saudi. Let me know what you think. I'm sure many of you still love him. For me, I'm more than happy for him to go out there and play that high line and the suicidal football. Let's see. Let's see. Eugene has said we must get at least one of them, Mbeumo, Eze, Semenyo. I don't think it will be Mbeumo. I think it will be Semenyo. Otherwise, our front three is relegation level. I don't know about it being relegation level, but it is not a Champions League level front three. I'll give you that. For me, there are lots of other players out there as well. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what we get. I think Semenyo is a good player, powerful, strong, can play off the right, off the left, through the middle. I think he's a great option for Tottenham. Angus has said Ange has been linked to Scotland national job. Please God, no. Once was enough. I'm just glad he's not my problem anymore, Angus. I kind of want him to get the Scotland national job just for you. Hang on. Oh, Johnny. Already have. Yeah. Frank will become. Let's see. Boom. Yeah. So yes, it's going to be interesting to see where does Ange Postecoglou end up. Rob has said, big up Rob, has said he will probably win the league in Saudi and all the Ange fans will come out and work. I think I'd win the league in Saudi with those teams. Foxy has said Al Ali are Asian Champions League winners. Difficult, whoever takes over there, you can't really achieve better. Let's see him go there and win it again with the high line, the two at the back. Eugene, mate, you want to get these players. You're going to have to pay. He's got the British tax on him. Semenyo's going to have the homegrown tax and Bournemouth don't need to sell. You can't sit there in one breath and say, we need Eze and Mbeumo or Semenyo and then be annoyed at the fee. All three of those clubs are going to charge 65, 70 million for those three players. It's just the way it is. Ghosted has said, I hope Ange smashes it over there and gets a big job with a top team. No top team's going to take Postecoglou. Teams don't want wide open defenses that concede every single game the way he does. Sorry, Ghosted, you're onto a losing battle there. I'm surprised you've not gone and supported someone else without him. Need Ange to get a Prem job so we can play against him. It would be an amazing game for us. Oh, I'd love to play against an Ange Postecoglou team for sure. Love to play against an Ange Postecoglou team. I completely agree, Phil. We've had this chat many times, me and you, haven't we? I agree with you. I think the midfield is important. I think it all depends on what Thomas Frank does. Does Thomas Frank come in and play a double pivot? Does he go with a midfield three? Does he play a number 6 with 2 in front? I think there's going to be lots of questions asked. I think you might see a Norgard come in or a Yarmulke from Brentford. Maybe someone he knows, someone he trusts. We'll see. He always wins second season. Scotland to win the World Cup. Yeah. Let's get him in there and Scotland win the World Cup. That will be it. Let's see. Go on, Ange. Go and win the World Cup in your second season with Scotland. Then I'll hail him as the greatest manager of all time. Where are we? I agree, Savva. I don't really mean in terms of quality, but the nasty side of Romero and Richarlison, I think we need to see more. Leave the night. Listen, I agree. Listen, it doesn't have to be nasty, but I think you need just a bit of fight. You need a bit of get up and go. I like Harvey Elliott. I do. I think he's a good player. I think I could see him going somewhere decent. You know, I think he's a good footballer. But he's got so much. He's got so much competition in front of him. You're such a big man, Savva, ain't you? I've got no idea what you're talking about. If you start trolling, we'll just block you, mate. Gary Mortabali has said Saudi Arabian clubs Al Ali, Al Nassr, and Al Qadsiya have all expressed interest in signing Son. Well, they're going to have to wait until after Spurs have been out to South Korea because I believe he's obliged to be there. And there we go. Look, you see, this is what happens. See, you call somebody out and then they start they start threatening behavior. I live right by Eltham, you little mug. Watch your mouth because you never know. I might just see you one day. Look at the state of these human beings. First of all, mate, you're not scary. Second of all, mate, how old are you? How old are you, Ghosted? What are you doing? What are you doing? Look, no one's impressed by you. Look, people telling you to give it a rest. Give it a rest, mate. I'm not running the bloke down. I don't rate him as a football manager. I don't rate him as a football manager. I'm not running him down. I just want to see him go and do something somewhere else. Listen, Ghosted, you're normally okay in here. If you're going to start acting like that, we'll just kick you out. Just relax. Yeah? Don't make threats to people over the internet. It's very childish. It's very silly. Big up to my man, Jack Deacon, the Deaconator. To hit those likes up, people. Bang on. We should be on 250. We're only on 162. Guys, I give up my... Do you know what? When I give my evenings up to do this, and I don't know how much money people think I make from shows like this. By the way, when you have shows and you get no super chats and you get 300-400 people in, you're not making a lot of money for it. So I give my evenings up to do these shows, and then you get people threatening. So listen, just think about it, all right? Yeah, exactly, John. Yeah, just stop the silly talk, Ghosted. All right, no one needs it. Yeah, just come back in, apologize, and just relax. It's ridiculous, and we can leave it there. Ange Ball said, and Buemo would definitely be my first option, but I think with Champions League, Denzel would be a great addition to the squad. Denzel? Oh, Dumfries. You're still talking about Dumfries. I don't understand why. They're different football. They're different positions. I'm not sure why we're still doing this. Vagabruce has said, son, sign the papers, bro. Generational wealth right there for you. Listen, I'll tell you what. The money that's there for some of these players to end their career. Hey, listen, it's all right. It's all right. Listen, I just think people need to calm down a bit. Listen, just because I've talked about Ange like that, and he, listen, imagine saying to someone, oh, I thought you'd go and follow him to another club. And their first thought is, oh, I might see you, you mug. Watch what happens when I see you. I mean, first of all, Jesus Christ, mate, I grew up in South London. I'm really not bothered by threats like that. It's not scary. It's not big. It's not hard. You've got no name. You've got no photo. Like, you know, the big thing to do, if you want to actually have a football conversation, just say, Savva, let me come on and tell you why you're wrong. But you won't, because it's easier to have no name, no face, and threaten people. And it's people like that, unfortunately, do get their comeuppance, don't they? You know, crazy people. It's Matt Ryan, it's mad. It's absolutely mad. Absolutely mad. Now, don't get me wrong. I've had my moments when I've been back in my drunken days and stuff where I've said stupid shit. But people actively trying to threaten others over us talking about transfers and Ange Postecoglou, utterly madness. Notice how he's just gone away now because he knows that he's probably embarrassed by what he's just done more than anything. Let's have a look, shall we? Away from Ornstein. Let's have a look at our man, Fabrizio Romano. Let's have a look what Romano's saying. Hang on. So Fabrizio Romano said, Kirkes and Liverpool, never in doubt. Well, this, for me, is another top signing by Liverpool. I really like Kirkes. Every time I've seen him, I really, really like him. I really like what I see from him. Powerful, good in the tackle, brilliant going forward. Got a great cross. If you remember when he came to White Hart Lane, he put in that wonderful cross for their first goal. Really, really good. Ghosted, listen, dude, chill out. Dude, chill out. Come on. Look, listen, let's bring it back to a normal place, all right? You don't need to be threatening people, especially the person whose show it is, all right? It's not big. It's not clever. Just relax. Talk football, right? It's utter madness. Look, yeah, it is madness. You're threatening me because I have disagreed with you about Ange Postecoglou. You've got to remember, I'm not like you. I'm a Spurs fan. I'm not an Ange Postecoglou fan, all right? It's just a football manager. It's a very well-paid multi-millionaire football manager that will be absolutely fine. So, Kirkes, what do you think, people? For me, I think it's a great signing. I don't know what money they're talking about, but it's one that they've been working on for a few weeks. Looks like it's going to get over the line. And for me, really good signing. So let me know in the chat right now. What do you think, guys? Kirkes, out of 10, what would we give that as a signing to Liverpool? Andy Robertson's been a brilliant player for them, but just starting to look a little bit past his best. And Kirkes, is starting to perform at a really top level week in, week out. So again, yeah, Mafu saying Kirkes is the perfect replacement for Robertson. Fiona saying wouldn't mind Robertson. I think the better days have gone for Robertson now. Rick has said a 7 out of 10. Oh, I think that's a bit harsh. I would say it's an 8 or 9. Eugene said Kirk is a top player. Liverpool doing great business. They are indeed. Adiz has said Frimpong, Van Dijk, Konate and Kirkes are their back four. Liverpool are cooking. You think about it, they've then still got Joe Gomez. They've got, Andy Robertson is still there at the moment. They've got Connor Bradley, Quansah. They've got some players. Guys in the chat, let's not be saying silly things about Ghosted. It's silly now. Let's leave it. It's just silly. He's normally in here and normally all right. So I'll put it down to him having a bad day. But I don't come on screen to be threatened, if I'm brutally honest. Saying he knows where I live as well, naming an area near me is all a bit weird and not really needed for the internet, is it? But hey, if that's how people get their kicks, as I said, no face, no name. It shows you that it's a child who's a bit scared. And that's fine. I get it. But let's see. Maybe you get an apology in a minute. Maybe we do. Maybe we don't. So let's move on from Kirkes. Let's go down. A player I don't know a lot about here. Fer Lopez, not Fermin Lopez from Barcelona. Fer Lopez to Wolves. Here we go. Deal confirmed and agreement sealed with Celta Vigo for 25 million package. Medical on Wednesday. Let me have a look. Fer Lopez. Let's have a look. I don't know a lot about this guy. Probably seen him in passing when watching the Spanish league. Fer Lopez, attacking midfielder, plays for Wolves. So I'm guessing kind of in the Cunha mold. Let's have a look at him. What's he done in his career? So, okay, so for Celta B, Celta V. Okay, so he's had his breakthrough season this year at Celta. Lopez plays as an attacking midfielder, left-footed. Spanish sports website Relevo wrote that many in Vigo compare him to Iago Aspas, who's had a good career, as Spain have just gone 1-0 up against Italy, by the way. Spain under 21s in the Euros have just gone 1-0 up against Italy. Really good goal from the Spanish. Don't know who scored it, but that was a very, very good goal. Does anyone know a lot about this guy? Maybe my man Wolf, Foxy, who's in the chat. Maybe he knows. Let's see. Michelle. Is this Michelle who came on the other day? Michelle, you the one who called into me the other day. Let me know. Fer Lopez, by the way, Fer Lopez is Spanish. He's a Spanish attacking midfielder. 21, he's 6'2", so he's got some good height on him. I can't really say a lot. I don't know too much about him, but Wolves tend to scout well. Normally they're Portuguese. This one isn't. I'll fight him for you, Savva. Mate, I'm 42. I don't do the whole, oh, I'll beat you up. Oh, wait till I see you. God, I mean, I thought those days were gone. Apparently not. Yes, Mafuz, you're right. They'll probably sell him in for about 60 million in 2 years. You're not that, Michelle. Okay, sorry. Angus said he's a good player, Savva, very skillful. Okay, well, we'll have a look. I don't know too much about him, but I like to go and find out. Listen, big up to you. Thank you for listening to me. John Lee, big up to you. Thank you very much for the super chat. It's the first one of the night. Maybe we'll have a super chat train. Big up to you, John Lee. So, Savva, what do you think Thomas Frank thinks about Sonny in his system? Well, it's a difficult one to answer, isn't it? I don't know. He'll know all about Son. He'll know all about him. He'll know how good he is. He'll know his weaknesses. He'll know that he's not what he used to be. Let's see. Maybe he comes in and says, stay. I want you to stay. Maybe he says, no, I want something younger. I really, really don't know. So I really don't know, mate. But what do you think? Do you think he can work? Oh, lovely skill. Whoever that was, whoever number 11 is for the Spanish team, I need to look. But if you're scouting what I just saw that number 11 do, I'm all over. Let's have a look. Bear with me 1 second. So the goal, by the way, was scored by Jesus Rodriguez, 19-year-old from Betis. And who did I say? The number 11, Morro of Valladolid. Wow, that was really good skill from him. He's just had a good year. 33 games, 9 goal contributions, 22 years of age. Okay, one to look out for. Just that one bit of skill I saw him do made him stand out. Big up to you, John. Really appreciate the super chat, the first one of the evening. Thank you very much. Vagabruce said, genuinely never heard of him. I do not think he started when we played Celta home and away. Listen, one to look out for. He's now in the Premier League. Money Mace with a question. Question for you. Who is the best coach manager of all time? It's a difficult one, isn't it? Because it's different eras. I mean, I think Alex Ferguson's got to go down as one of the greatest managers of all time. Brian Clough as well. Ancelotti's got to be in there. Bill Shankly is going to have to go in that mix. As a coach, I think you've got to put Pep Guardiola as one of the greatest. Jose Mourinho as a manager, not a coach, but Jose Mourinho. There's a lot of top managers out there. There's a reason they manage the best teams, because they can manage the money, the ego, and win trophies. Let's have a look. We'll move on from Thur Lopez. Wolfsburg interested in Salzburg fullback Amar Dedic. There's some news for you. Frimpong and Wirtz, there you go, on a boat on holiday. Don't know where they are, but looks nicer than where I am in South London at the moment. Here's one. Jamie Bino Gittins, or JBG, is not opening doors to other clubs as he maintains the agreement on several-year deal with Chelsea. Club discussions club to club remain ongoing. That's going to be an interesting one. What do you all think of Bino Gittins? What do we all think? What do we all think of Bino Gittins? Chelsea really seem to want him. They couldn't get it over the line for the Club World Cup, but they really want him. Apparently, he really wants them. I've seen bits of him. I haven't seen enough of him to say that I'd want him. But a number of clubs seem to be interested in him. What do you make of him? What do you make of him? Where are we? Rick said, I only watched him a few times, but he seems very good. Yeah, when I've seen him, he looks decent. But hey, question. Do you think the Chelsea project will pay off? Well, I mean, they finished top 4. They've won a European trophy. I think they're going to go big again. It could do, but it's a long way back for them. It's a long way back for them to catch up with Man City, Liverpool, and Arsenal. But Chelsea will spend money, and sooner or later you get things right. Mafu said Gittins is all right. He's got a lot to work on, though. Yeah, agreed. Yep, I'll go with that. Foxy said Fer Lopez, tidy player, technically as you would expect for a Spanish lad. He actually lived in England as a kid, a couple of months training with Norwich. There you go. There's some information we didn't know we needed. And by the way, that's a brilliant goal. Whoever's just scored that for Italy. There you go. I tell you what, if we're scouting, you know that Pisili that Spurs want? What a great goal. If anyone's not watching, put on 4-7. It's on channel 4-7. It's not 47. It's the channel. Really good goal by Pisili, that. If I'm a scout, I'm liking that, what I've just seen there from the midfielder. Really, really good goal. He was played in over the top. I don't know if he's going to be onside. He brought it down, took his man on, drove into the box. But yeah, that'll do me. That'll do me. Good play, good touch. Basili, really good finish. Yeah, good play. Anyone seeing that? Anyone seeing that? Oh, yeah, this boy can play. Yeah. Maston Tuno, he can play for sure. Yeah, Ryan, great finish. I love the touch to take it round the defender. Really good. And that's the guy that apparently Spurs are after. Like that. 21 years of age. Is 21 years of age? Yeah, apparently it's all going to be done after the tournament finishes. Who knows? But that was really good play from the young lad. Glad we got to see that. Channel 137. I should have just said that, shouldn't I? Yes, it is channel 137 on Sky. If anyone's got Sky, it's channel 137. Hang on, Italy are coming again. It's been a decent game every time I look up. No, we're not signed him. Apparently, we're interested in him. Chelsea attendance was pathetic. You're right. They got some work to do. Yeah, listen, they've got work to do. Of course they have. I think that they've got some very good players. I really do like, I know we're not allowed to say it. I really like their three midfielders. Caicedo, Enzo, and Lavia are all very good midfielders. They had to pay a lot for Enzo and Caicedo, but I can see why. Very good midfielders, all three of them strong, powerful, good on the ball. Really, really good. Sean, I mean, look, I'd be happy if we sign it. From what I'm seeing here, he looks really good. But I don't just want to sign him. If we sign a Pasili, I want an experienced guy to go with him. Thoughts on the Delap move? Yeah, it's going to be interesting. See what he does. I mean, Delap's like a throwback as a striker. He's big, he's strong, he's bustling forward. Let's see how many goals he gets. Bobby, absolutely, mate. Who aren't we interested in? We're interested in everyone. Let's have a look. So that was Bino Gittins, Alfie Gilchrist, the young Chelsea lad who's been on loan at, I want to say Sheffield United, maybe. He'll leave Chelsea on a permanent deal this summer. Teddy Sharman Lowe has signed a new 2-year deal at Chelsea, plus options for further season. Up next, loan to Bolton confirmed. So Teddy Sharman Lowe, the young goalkeeper, is going on loan to Bolton. Man United, all goalkeeper news. Man United agree a new deal for third goalkeeper Tom Heaton, staying at the club till 2026. Decision shared with Ruben Amorim and approved by the coaching staff. Interesting. AS Roma's Claudio Ranieri has confirmed story from last night as director Florian Gisofli leaves the club with immediate effect. Interesting. And then this guy, he's playing right now, actually. He's playing in this game at centre-half. Looks a good player. Brighton confirmed Diego Coppola. Deal signed for 11 million euros. This is what I mean. When we're going out there and getting, when we're going out there and spending 35, 40 million on Gray, 35, 40 million, 45 million on Tell, they're going out and buying the Italian under-21 centre-back at 11 million euros. Let's just have a look how much that is. 11 million euros in GBP. 9.4 million. I mean, when you're grabbing players 9.4 and he looks good, he looks strong, he looks good on the ball. They do scout well, don't they? They really, really do scout well. Mark, I said Pasili has been superb in all 3 games so far. He looks like a top talent. Let's see. What happens? Maybe we want him, maybe we don't. So this story is confirmed. Coppola, John Joe Kenny says yes to PAOK. Deal done. And here we go. John Joe Kenny. There we go. John Joe Kenny is a name I forgot. Chris Wilder set to leave Sheffield United amicably as they're now expected to part ways. Interesting. More news about the Andy Robertson situation. Merritt Demiral, the centre-half, plans continue to Al Ali this summer despite initial calls from European clubs. Fenerbahce and Atletico Madrid both asked for Demiral's situation, but he's now expected to stay. Grady Diangana has been approached by Al Attifaq, but preference currently to stay in Europe. Valencia and Mallorca both looking at him. Brahim Diaz has signed a new deal with Real Madrid. Joan Garcia will become the new Barcelona player in the next few hours. That deal feels like it's been going on forever. And then this one. David Moyes approves Kyle Walker as the ideal target for Everton, with talks underway for the right back. Now, we know that Kyle Walker is from up north, don't we? We know he's from up north. So this is going to be very, very interesting. Will he go back up north? All right. I know he's not from Liverpool. But will he go up there, play with Everton in their new stadium? He's been, for me, the best right back the Premier League's seen. For me, the best right back the Premier League's seen consistently. Strength, pace, good in the tackle, recovery runs. He's got it all. Yeah, loads of double barrel surnames now, aren't there? What do you think? Carl Walker, will he end up at Everton? Let me go to a super chat. John Lee again, very generous, John. If John can be this generous, how comes you lot can't smash a like button? Please do smash the like button. And we are only 24 away from 18.6k. So please smash that button if you haven't already. John has said, Savva, I have questions. How much Levy stand behind Thomas Frank for our club? I saw the interview, but do you believe it? Well, this is the $1 million question. Daniel Levy coming out and saying, Tottenham Hotspur, we want to win Champions Leagues. Tottenham Hotspur, we want to leave. I'm going to leave the transfer news there for the night, by the way. We'll be back tomorrow. No, we won't. Actually, tomorrow I've got 2 games. Man City versus Wydad, and then Real Madrid versus Al Hilal. Savva, I have questions. How much Levy stand behind Thomas Frank? Okay, right. So we know that Daniel Levy has turned around and said, I want to win leagues and Champions Leagues. Sure. So what do you need to do about it, Daniel Levy? To answer your question, John, he's got to start putting his money where his mouth is. The manager wants Semenyo, get him Semenyo, right? If the manager wants Eze, get him Eze. If this is what we need, get the manager, as long, within reason, get him what he needs. That's what he's got to do, John. That's what he's got to do. Do I believe it? Let's see. Let's see what sort of transfer window we have, and let's see. But what we can't do is have more kids, just kids, and then turn around and go, yeah, well, we want to win leagues. Well, it doesn't really mean anything, does it? So, yeah, listen, thank you very much, John. I really appreciate that. John, when you say no answer, give me a chance. You've got to give me a chance to get down the comments to see the super chats. I did get there. I got there, mate. I got there. Big up to you, and thank you very much for putting that in as well. By the way, you guys have been really tight tonight on the likes and the subscribers. Come on. Here is the link to subscribe if anyone hasn't already. And we'll go for a few more minutes, and we'll have a look, see some of your questions, some of your comments. Walker's finished. We've got Porro and Spence. We don't need another right back. I wasn't talking about us. Not everything's about Spurs. Not everything is about Tottenham Hotspur, by the way. I know we think it is, but it's not. Didn't Walker sign for Sunderland already? No, he's not. He's not signed for Sunderland. May have been smart to sort the deal out for the under-21 tournament. Well, listen, I mean, we don't know what's going on, but certainly from what I'm seeing tonight, he looks a good footballer. He looks a very good footballer. But listen, it's one of those things. Some young players grow, some players stand still. You just got to hope the ones you get in grow, right? That's what you've got to do. Surely that's what we've got to hope for. Spurs CC, so much for the night off, Savva. Yeah, well, listen, I've got a meeting at 10 p.m. anyway, so I thought I might as well go get in a cheeky hour and 15, hour and 20 minutes. Big up to you. Tomorrow's a long day as well. We've got the morning show. Then we've got Man City, as I said. Is it tomorrow? Yeah, let me just double check. Wednesday. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, so no, that's World Club friendlies, FIFA World Club Cup. Yeah, tomorrow. Man City watch along versus Wydad at 5 p.m. So I'll start about 4:45. That game, by the way, let's just let you know where it is. That game is going to be on Channel 5 in the UK. Then Real Madrid v Al Hilal. That game is on Channel 5 in the UK as well. So big up Channel 5 for getting these games. Yeah, it doesn't quite work like that. It's got to be within reason. It's got to be within reason, Bruce. So stop saying silly things, please. It's got to be within reason. Go to Leicester for a track day. Love that. Chris CC, my man. Sean Michael. So what do you think? So, Savva, do you think that Levy might have learned the importance of building a proper football team, seeing as though we came so close? Listen, I think it gave him a shock. Lubo keeps saying this as well. I think he's given him a complete shock. I think seeing just how bad Spurs were last year has really shook Daniel Levy and the board. I think it's really, really shook them. As in the statement today, he's saying the decision to let go of Ange wasn't just his decision. It was the board decision. Tells you they were very unhappy. Absolutely, Eugene. You'd think, wouldn't you? Everyone can at least smash a like button. They're getting free content. Big up to everybody. When are you doing an fhtv plus stream? I'm doing all my streams over here at the moment. So all my streams are over here for watch-alongs, for all content, transfer shows like this, Tottenham news, everything is on this channel as we grow. And maybe just one day, maybe we'll get to that 20K marker. Yeah, but Dennis, I think that we already heard that I think Paratici's been monitoring him before this. I don't think this is just based on the tournament. But hey, listen, there's some good players playing in this game here tonight between Spain and Italy. Really impressed with Coppola, the Brighton new centre half. Pasili looks good. Is it Moro, the number 11? He looks very good as well. Scouting isn't difficult, is it? Spurs make it look difficult. Big up John, said Savva. Will we qualify for the World Club Cup next year, seeing as though we are European champions? God knows. Isn't it from next year or the year after, whatever, they move it to Saudi, don't they? I don't know. Is Eze and Semenyo a better fit than any other combination of the three? Is Eze Semenyo? I don't know what Soul Sniper is. What do you mean? Is Eze Semenyo? Oh, is Eze or Semenyo? Interesting one. Listen, Eze for me can play in the number 10 or on the left-hand side. But to be fair, he's so good he can play anywhere. And we know that Semenyo can play off the right, off the left, or up front. So I'll take either of them. Listen, I just want to see some powerful, stronger players coming in. That's what I want to see. So we'll see if that happens. Is it ever? I don't know. I don't know with this. I don't know. God knows. I really don't know, guys. I really don't know if it's every 4 years or not. I don't know. Football changes, doesn't it? 2029, the next World Cup. Savva, can you check my comment on FTH so you can unblock my proper account? I know you tried, but couldn't. Oh, no, Matt, give me a rest. Matt, I'm just having a show without worrying about you getting blocked. Just use this account, mate. What does it matter to you what account you use? Just use this account. Well, I can assure you, Ange would not have been wearing one of my tops. Listen, guys. I'm going to leave it there. Listen, thoroughly enjoyed this. Let me know in the chat right now. Would you like one of these most nights, every other night? You let me know. This channel is about what you guys want to see. I appreciate all your support. I'll try and get them in. I'll try and get them in as much as possible. But we've got, obviously, all the Spurs transfer news, my morning shows, the watch-alongs for the World Club Cup, Spurs friendlies, blah, blah, blah. Oh, the Bader, I'm going to block you because you just turned into a twat. Transfer shows are boring. Let's block Bader. He turns into an absolute dick. People have been complaining to me about Bader recently as well. So we've just put him in a timeout. People are absolute idiots, aren't they? Honestly, people like that, I blame their parents. I do. They've done such a bad job. Okay, Matt, goodbye. I don't know why. Why do you not just use this account or your other? I don't know what the problem is. Anyway, listen, guys, girls, hang on. There we go. Guys, girls, I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you tomorrow, 10 a.m. in the morning, where we're going to be talking about the Spurs fixtures and also Daniel Levy saying that Tottenham need to win the league and the Champions League. Thank you very much to each and every one of you. I really appreciate you. Take care. And as always, come on, you Spurs.